Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ghost of Sparta, and today I'm tackling the Mountains of Laconia. And this place has got quite a lot of death traps, climbing, and quite a lot of ways to easily kill yourself. Such as that if you miss the button prompt. And here we get to climb on a rope, we haven't done that for a while. And we're greeted with some soldiers who are desperate to not let us get off. But we can quickly just circle, grab them and just throw them off the edge. Which I think is a lot easier to do in this game than in some of the others. And we get some sidling along the wall, and we get to drop down and do some shuffling across. And we've got another place here where you can very easily just completely miss and just fall to your death. Which I think I did my first time I played through. But you just don't want to press circle. As soon as you see the glowing thing. And to break up the climbing, we get to fight some of these Legionnaire soldiers. And my favourite Gorgons. Which make the fight a lot easier because they keep freezing everything. And it's just hella useful to have them freeze things. Especially when you execute them and it freezes everyone. And these guys can do quite a bit of damage when they stab you. Which again is probably one of the more difficult enemies to deal with in hard mode. But with the inclusion of the Gorgons in this fight, it does make things a little easier. And I probably should be using some more magic moves during this because the Gorgons always drop some. And propped him up in the air so he's easily taken care of. And that move there can easily freeze you and kill you, I believe, if you don't get a prompt right. So, with them all dead, we can do some climbing, but let's grab this red chest first. I do believe I've got nearly enough orbs here to actually afford an upgrade, but I'm going to keep them for now for something else. Because at the moment those two are, to me, are high enough. But I've sped up the wall climbing because it does take forever and killing these dudes also does. And you can use circle to kill these guys instantly, but I find it's a bit more awkward on the walls. And with the light attack you can sort of keep them stunned. Yeah, there's a rope to climb, but we can't because we'll immediately get shot by those guys with their arrows. So if we break through this wall here, we can go and beat them up and make sure we get safe passage then. And I think I just succumbed to there where the camera angle changes and your run direction also does as well. And this guy with his shield is no trouble at this point in the game. It just seems a bit odd just to have one man here rather than maybe a couple spawning. And we can pull his head off, which is something I haven't seen. So with the extra red orbs we can take a little shortcut back down here, which really isn't far. But we can cross here safely. And with one more short wall to climb. And as we go around this corner, we get to see some more people happy to see Kratos as they pull down a statue of Ares.
Oh! You! Move further out! My lord, we shall make quick work of this and erect a statue befitting of your glory. That's right, man! Now pull!
So hopefully they're gonna make a Kratos statue.
Hail Lord Kratos, the god of war!
All hail Lord Kratos!
My lord, I have something for you. I shall return.
So I assume this place should be renamed the Temple of Kratos rather than Ares.
Face thyself, and your fate shall be seen.
So, as you can see from that cryptic message, we're gonna have to fight ourselves. Like, literally, rather than just some sort of figurative message. But we can go read a book as well when we walk in there.
Kratos stood in the Temple of Ares. It was a somber reminder of who and what he had become. The ghost of Sparta, the god slayer, and now the very person he had once despised, the god of war.
So, with this book in here, I do believe this might be the only book out of all the games to actually mention Kratos as part of the history rather than him changing it all the time. I don't think I can recall Kratos coming up in any other books. At least people around here are quick to update their records when things change. There's nothing hidden here, it's just a straight thing up to here. And unfortunately we don't get a chance to sit on the throne, which would be nice. But there are two chests to open. Now we can finally get another health upgrade. Which I think might be the last one in the game. Can't even stand on the chair. On the old throne. So, with this, we have to follow the button prompts and then throw our younger self into the wall. And if you notice there for like a second, the wall was highlighted. And basically, you have to throw little Kratos at 4 different parts of the wall. But luckily for you, watching, I managed to throw them at the exact same part like 5 times in a row. I managed to cut out 2 minutes of that. Because I'd completely and utterly forgotten that you were supposed to do that, and it's over in like a minute. And there we go. We can just stuff his face right into this now, which is like really odd. I think it's probably one of the more odder things to see Kratos doing.
Kratos knew he had to return to Atlantis, back to the sunken city. Only there would he find the entrance to Death's domain, and the brother he left behind.
So after all that, we've got to go all the way back to where we started in the game. Which is normal for God of War to go back to where you came from. But it's not too bad the second time around. Quite a bit does change. And we get a new path out of here which we couldn't see before because of the camera angle, which is pretty neat.
Your weapons, my lord. I have looked after them as if they were my own.
You have served me well.
Thank you, my lord.
So we finally get some proper Spartan weapons now for Kratos, which I think are a lot of fun to use. You get projectiles with it. They're infinitely thrown, so you don't have to worry about like magic. And you can do all sorts with it. You can attack the shield. You can walk forward with the shield as a moving block. And I think it's all around just a fun weapon to use because of how quick it is and how up close it forces you to get. And it's satisfying parrying people with a shield. Although with this we lose Thara's Bane, but to me it's a nice trade-off because the shield is a nice addition to have. When we upgrade it, you can charge up the projectiles and things like that. And it's quite quick to kill enemies. And the whole like combo and jab I think is pretty nice to look at. So I'll probably be using this quite a bit more now throughout the game unless I need to use the blades of Athena. But I do prefer this to the gauntlet in the Chains of Olympus. So before I leave you with this video, I'm going to quickly give it an upgrade. And we can get some new moves and increase the power of it, which is the main reason for upgrading this so early. And we get a proper parry move now with it, rather than before when it was just a standard attack. So if you see there, you can charge it up and slam it down in front of you as well. And we can jab from behind it and slam down with a shield, which is pretty good. So I'll see you next time when I'll be using the shield some more.